All About Saints, Episode 3, All About Saint Emerentiana, which is the mother of Saint Anne and the grandmother of Mother Mary, the ever Virgin, the mother of Jesus. Saint Emerentiana is a martyr. Saint Emerentiana was a Roman martyr who lived around the start of the 4th century. Her feast day is January 23. She was born in the city called Rome in Italy, and she died on 304 AD on Rome, Italy. The place of burial of her is at Basilica of Santa Agnes outside the walls Rome, Italy. Her feast day is at January 23 and her siblings was Agnes of Rome. So let's know more about the Saint Emerentiana. So let's start. Emerentia is the name given for a grandmother of Mary, mother of Jesus in some European traditions and art from the late 15th century. She is not to be confused with Saint Emerentiana, a Roman martyr of the 3rd century. Saint Emerentiana sources was there is no reference to the grandmother of Mary by name or otherwise. In the canonical New Testament or the Proto-Evangelium of James, which is the earliest source naming Saint Joachim and Saint Anne as the parents of Mary. Stories about Anne from part of Jacobus de Virgins Legenda Aurea, but her mother is not mentioned. An early source mentioning Emerentia is Jos Bates, Jodicius Badius Ascensius from 1461 to 1535 or 1502. Translation of Petrus Darlandus work Vita Gloriosum Matris and content in the larger compilation Vita Lesso Christi ex Evangelio et approbatis ab Ecclesia Catholica Doctoribus Sedule collecta per Ludolpum per Saxonia, published in Paris, which tells the story 77 years before the birth of Christ. A pious maiden, quite well off and remarkably beautiful, was in the habit of visiting with her parents' permission the sons of prophets on Mount Carmel. She was disinclined to marriage until one of the Carmelites had a prophetic dream. They saw a root from which grew 2 trees. One had 3 branches, all bearing flowers, but one a flower more pure and fragrant than all the rest. Then a voice was heard saying, "This root is our Emerentia, destined to have great descents." Another source is Johann Eck, who related in a sermon that Anne's parents were named Solanus and Emerentia. In art, Emerentia appears in a number of depictions of the Holy Kinship, the pictorial and sometimes sculptural depiction of the ancestors and descendants of Saint Anne by many artists. Around the end of the 15th and beginning of the 16th century in Northern Europe were Emerentias featured in these groupings, which were often altarpieces. They are known as Emerentia salvivote. These rare examples of a matrilineal genealogy of Jesus have been found interesting by modern academics in the field of gender studies and in feminist critiques of English literature. For example, Vanita argues that feminine trinity of Mary, her mother Anne, and her grandmother Emerentiana is reflected in two of Shakespeare's plays. Now we will learn about in 18th century and modern literature of Saint Emerentiana. In the life of the Blessed Virgin Mary from the visions of Anna Catherine Emmerich post on 1852. Emerentia is known as Emeron. Emeron translates as noble woman. Emmerich describes in her visions how Emerentia lived as one of the ancients, a particularly devout wing of the Jewish faith that believed it was destined to produce the Messiah near Mount Carmel and relates the story of how a prophet entering the cave of Elijah saw the falling growing from Amaranthia's heart, a rose tree with three branches with a rose on each of them. The rose on the second branch was marked with the letter I think and am. He saw still more. An angel wrote letters on the wall. I saw archers rise up as if awaking and read these letters. I forget the details. He then went down from the cave and announced to the maiden who was awaiting his answer that she was to marry and that her sixth suitor was to be her husband. She would bear a child marked with a sign who was chosen out of a vessel of election in preparation for the coming of the Savior. Now we will learn about references of the Saint Emerentiana. Emerentia is to be distinguished from Emerentia the martyr on D 304, who features briefly in Alban Butler's The Leaves of the Father, Martyrs and Other Principal Saints on 1812, volume 37, volume Amarantia. She suffered about the year 304 and is named in the martyrologies under the name of Saint Jerome Berry and others. She is said in Acts to have been stoned to death whilst on the catechumen praying at the tomb of Saint Agnes. Michael Allen Anderson symbols of saints, theology, ritual, and kinship in music for John the Baptist and Saint Anne on 175 to 1520. University of Chicago 2008 332. In some late 15th century vitae, Anne was given a mother named Emerentia as well as a sister named Asmaria, noting Bridget Cohen on 2008. Anne Moss, Saint Anne and Crisis in MacDonald and Diome at its schooling and society, the ordering and reordering of knowledge in the Western Middle Ages on 2004, Frederick G. Holwick on 1907, Catholic Encyclopedia article Saint and the renowned Father John of Igloo stated in a sermon of Saint and published at Paris in 1579 pretends to know even the names of the parents Saint and he calls them Solinus and Emerentia. He says that Saint Anne was born after Solinus and Emerentia had been childless for 20 years. Virginia Nixon on 2004 Mary's mother Saint Anne in late medieval Europe on 152. Occasionally Anne's parents, Emerentiana and Stoliners are also present virgin and child with Saint Anne and Emerentiana circa on 1530. Metropolitan Museum of Art archived 2012 925 at the Wayback Machine, the Marian Library, International Marian Research Institute, Orchestra Holy Kindred archived August 13, 2011 at the Wayback Machine, Jarburg, when had Koning, Koning, Koninklijke Museum was Kunsten Ministry the Education nationally at the La Culture Ministry when the Vlase Gemeenschap Antwerp, Belgium. On 2002, at the end of the Middle Ages, there was also record for her mother Emerentiana and a tradition concerning the halfway along the stem sits a young Mary, and at the very top sits the infant Jesus with a small cross in his hand. Virginia Nixon, Mary's mother, Saint Anne in late medieval Europe, Pennsylvania State University Press on 152. Pamela R. Freese and John M. Cogleshall, Transcending Boundaries, Multidisciplinary Approaches to the Study of Gender on 1991, Virgin and Garvey. Vanita Ruth, Mariological Memory in the Winter's Tale and Henry VII, plays by William Shakespeare. SEL studies and English literature from 1500 to 1900. March 2nd, 2000, the medieval devotees of Mary did not worship her in isolation, but in the context of a female lineage. The matrilineal holy kindship of Jesus consisted of his mother, grandmother Anne, whose cult was extremely popular in England, and great grandmother Emerentiana, with the tree often being depicted as a female trinity since Jesus' only human parent was a woman. His lineage was necessarily matrilineal. Carol Heine, The Holy Woman Around Jesus, Association for Research and Enlightenment Press on 2006, Michael Brown's Spirit Daily, Mystic Described Ancestors of Blessed Mary and Saints preceding her holy birth. 2012 0328 at the Wayback Machine, Michael Brown's Spirit Daily, Mystic Described Ancestors of Blessed Mary and Saints preceding her holy birth. 2012 0328 at the Wayback Machine. Now we will learn about external links of Santa Emerentiana. Santa Emerentiana are the Christian iconography website. Their categories are about Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Catholic art and Catholic Mariology and the family of Jesus. That's all in this episode. In the next episode, this will continue. Till then, if you like this story, till then, like, share, subscribe, and comment. And when you subscribe, press the button and subscribe, and in the notification bell press it all.